Hey, what's up, Josh? How we doing?
Good man, what's going on?
Another season underway. Game one today. How you feeling? How's your off season?
Good. I'm excited for this. I mean, we've been pretty preoccupied with how well football's been doing, but this is exciting too. Like we're finally back in our element, right? Like this is what we wait for.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm not sure what to expect. I mean, we saw some scrimmages. We've heard this sort of anecdotes, but what are your expectations for this game and what we've got coming?
Well, looking into it, I don't really think that Ryder's going to pose us much of a threat. I think they're projected to finish like ninth in their conference, so a kind of middle of the road team from a low major to begin with. So this game, I want to say the line's like 24 or so, and I feel like the Hoos are probably going to roll pretty easily. I don't think it's going to be very close. I'm kind of looking forward to see how they gel though and what's going on because, like, if I'm being honest, I thought watching that scrimmage, it kind of in a way felt more like a practice, I guess, where like I didn't really feel like there were a lot of real like sets and a lot of things being ran. It kind of just felt like we were trying to get up the court and play with each other, more than anything. So I'm more curious to see how that unfolds with like what they're running tonight.
Yeah, maybe there is a lot of that. Maybe it's a lot of improvising and figuring that out. I've heard mixed things about the offensive sets and how we're going to look and we're going to run and press and trap and I've also heard we're going to be analytics and very threes and layups get focused. So I'm curious to see how it goes. It definitely looked like in the scrimmages they all had the green light
Mhm.
to take shots early in the shot clock and not necessarily work the clock and what you used to seeing work the clock and get the best shot possible. It sounds like if you're open, you feel like it's a good shot, you take it and you move on, and that's going to be a real interesting change of pace for us, don't you think?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I mean, I'm excited for it. We talked about it a little bit on our football show last week, being that there was a
Right.
scrimmage, just a little bit more to talk about. One thing I think that people watching and getting ready for the game are gonna have to get used to is like, even though it's not, a super fast-paced team, there's a lot
Right.
more pushing and going with this, and
Yep.
they're not necessarily afraid to get in transition or to play against it either, really. So with that, I think there's going to be more variance than we're used to with scoring. Like I think there's going to be more runs, and that goes both ways, for the Who's and for their opponents sometimes. So I think people do need to kind of just keep that in mind when they're watching. Not every game is going to be this like 6 point swing like we're used to with the Tony teams, where it's like, yeah, they're in control, but really it is kind of a close game. Like I think scores might get a little bit wider here and there this year. So just something to watch for.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this sort of plays out. I'm excited to see our guy Chance Mallard, big Chance fan, to see how he does. Charlottesville native for those. Obviously, if you're watching this, you know that. But that'll be exciting to see how he does. He looked great in the scrimmages. But yeah, the point guard position seems like one that's going to be really important if you're going to really push tempo and try to be efficient. Your point guards really got to lead the way. So I'm really excited to see how we sort of operate there.
Yeah, and I like the number of guys it seems like we have this year that look like they're going to be comfortable handling the ball. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, you've got Dallin Hall probably going to be starting, kind of a veteran leader for the team. Chance, like you mentioned, big time recruit coming in, local Charlottesville kid. Of course, everybody locally is super excited to see him. Elijah Gertrude working his way back is a guy that can handle some point duties. Might be better suited as a wing, but he can handle that duty. And then they've got, a couple good guards too. Malik Thomas probably be the best player on the team this year, and then Jakari White coming off the bench, most likely, at least to start. Two guys that I think seem pretty comfortable with the ball in their hands,
Yeah.
and they can really kind of score from all three levels. It seems like those are guys that can go off the bounce, they can get into the lane, they can shoot the open three if it's there. Just guys you feel comfortable with. I've kind of liked what I've seen from the individual pieces. I'm excited to see how they fit together now.
Yeah, that's going to be obviously the deciding factor when you're putting something together like this I wouldn't say last minute, but you really got 1 year to be together. So let's see if it, throughout the course of the year, I'm sure there are going to be a lot of speed bumps. Um, But can they put it together for March? I think that'll the eye on March. Can we gel at the right time? It seems like it's going to be more and more important than ever. If you're talking about roster turnover every single year, it's how quickly can you develop within a season that is going to be the earmark for success probably moving forward. And
Hmm.
yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun to see. I think um, we've got a lot of adjustments from a fan's perspective. Shot clock violations probably aren't going to be as common. You know, shot clock and on both sides probably. So we'll see. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see them moving anywhere near as fast. Kevin, though, who's got next, did the keys to watch for in the early season article for us. And
Yep.
he mentioned, though, that, even though this team, like we all think it's so fast, they're somewhere in that like 200 to 250 range on Ken Palm generally, or at least for, the pace goes. Um, so it's not really like a super fast team, but compared to the Tony Bennett ball that we're used to, we're going to feel like they're running at warp speed all the time, right? Like it's just going to be fun. I do think looking at it, we didn't do a preseason show or anything, but just kind of looking ahead a little. I think the out of conference schedule sets up pretty well for a team that's new and trying to like gel together as quickly as possible. They don't really have any like crazy hard tests. I mean, obviously going to Texas, I think they play Dayton in a neutral site game. They get Maryland at home, and then they don't play Ohio State until into February. So that is in the conference play portion. But I think it sets up well for them to maybe pick up some wins, get some valuable learning together. Hopefully, sets up for a nice landing going into ACC play. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think I was talking to Have and Fresh and Mark, of course, the normal crew. We're gonna try our best to do a preseason. We're gonna count this as a scrimmage. Hopefully, that doesn't come back to bite us. We're gonna try to do one on Wednesday.
Okay.
And I don't know if we're gonna pre-record or go live, but at least we'll have one game under our belt and a couple of scrimmages to talk ourselves into. Who knows? I'm sure Fresh is going to be all about Elijah. I'm curious too. How's Elijah going to look? The one guy we're all familiar with. Fingers crossed he's healthy and looks good. And then yeah, how do these other dudes sort of mesh together? I think Testa Ritter. Everybody's curious how he's going to do. I'm not even sure we're going to get many answers against Ryder, but I could be. It's one of those tune-up games. I'm curious how we're going to sort of come out of the gate, but it's always fun when it actually counts versus in the scrimmage. It's just hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. One note I had just seen on the Barstool UVA page
Uh-huh.
from Twitter is that Devin Tillis came out on crutches walking out of the tunnel, I guess, as they're coming out to warm up.
Oh man.
So I don't know what that's about. I hadn't heard anything or seen anything. Obviously, don't want to speculate too much, but that's just a side note. It doesn't sound like he's going to be suiting up tonight, or maybe not this week. I guess since they turn on play again Friday.
It looks like we're wearing the throwback uniforms, the white with
Yes.
with the I don't even know if you call those throwback because they're a little bit different, but they look like the throwback at least font. Um, and we'll see. I think I don't know if you've listened to all of Odom's preseason off season podcast, but he said he's a gear guy. He's going to
Mhm.
run some new looks for us. So maybe we'll see more orange. Maybe we'll see an alternate color maybe in the mix.
Yeah, I
Fingers
think
crossed.
the talk was that, obviously we have like the home and away, the general uniforms, but that there might be three alternates, I think was the way it was kind of worded. So I guess we're getting one now, and they'll probably release more as we go throughout the season. Yeah, I would definitely imagine there's an orange at some point. And then I'm kind of curious to see, like, do you think they'll do a blue alternate, or do you think they'll do like a black or even a gray, something of that nature?
So my guess with Nike in charge, they generally do one where you know they do one where it's a big logo, so it'll just be the V Saber on the front and some combination. Yeah, but I wish throwback uniforms. Yeah, maybe they'll do a Ralph Sampson throwback. Considering who's at the helm here, we'll see. That'll be fun. I'm curious. I think gray has been thrown around in the past because Sean Singletary in his era they wore gray
Hmm.
warm ups, but never gray jerseys. And I think a lot of people wanted some gray jerseys. And then there's also been the blackout. People saying, "Oh, we're going to do blackout." So we'll see. I'm curious uh, to see what these guys put together. I'm excited always with. I'm a gear guy too, so
Yeah.
nothing makes me happier than to hear we're gonna have some different looks this year. As shallow as that is, it's always fun just to see something else.
No, it's exciting because I mean, let's be honest. Like the last what 5 seasons gear that we've had, it's been pretty plain, generic, not fun. Like I will take the uniforms we wore for the national championship year
Yes.
over anything we've worn the
Yes.
last 5 years.
Yeah, the last I mean, it's really just the no, whatever. I don't know if it's Fanatics or if it's Nike that sort of like wants everybody in the same font and just swap, make it easy for them to swap jerseys and names,
Hmm.
probably for their processing of sales. But man, it doesn't look great. It just feels like very cookie cutter, and we're just another. There's nothing Virginia about it. It's more like a standardized uniform, which I don't know. I don't know if people um, care about that, but for me, yeah, I'm with you. That didn't do it for me.
No, it's always more fun. I mean, people like this type of stuff. Like it's a big deal all the time. I mean, right? Like you have different color outs, right? Like you have an orange out, a white out. Places do blackouts. I mean,
Yeah,
whatever your color is, like that's what people do, and it gets people into it more, right? Like, have you ever seen a game on TV where they were doing like a color out and it actually was colored out, and those fans weren't engaged in the game, right? Like it's a thing that
yeah,
draws people together. It's fun.
yeah. I agree. And shout out Jen's
Oh yeah.
Josh, Jen,
Hey Jen,
yeah,
sorry, my
Fisher
bad.
back.
Didn't see that
Yeah,
one.
we appreciate everybody jumping in. We're early. We don't know what to expect. This is a weird it's a weird vibe. We don't know where we're scouting. We don't know what we're looking at. We're just here um talking about what's coming up. What are your expectations for the season though, Josh? What are your are you skeptical? Are you kind of like wait and see? Are you optimistic? Where's your head at with this?
Yeah, I mean, I think cautiously optimistic is the best way to go. I'm
But what's
kind of,
what success look like for you? Maybe that's a good way. What
I
do you
mean, I'd like to see them get a top 8 seed, not like meaning top 8 teams, but like 1 through 8 numbered seed.
okay.
I think somewhere in that like 5, 6, 7, potentially 8 range if things are going well. Like a decent team that's worthy of the tournament, and a team that I'm not trying to take any shots here, but wins a game in the tournament for the first
Yeah.
time in years would be
Yeah.
great. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. I mean, I know that's just one random game in March, right? Like it's not the be all end all, but that's just what I'm hoping for. I mean, like I said, I think this year sets up well for them to get off to a fairly hot start. I'd like to see that carry over. I think I need to look at the schedule to make sure I have this right, but I think they opened the year playing like, is it Louisville or NC State early in the ACC part of the schedule? Um, so it's NC State. They play NC
Yeah,
State
NC
on
State.
Saturday, January 3rd. Like I want to see them win games like that with other teams that are predicted to be near the top of the conference. They turn around, they play Louisville again like a week and a half later. I think it's 10 days later. So, they're getting those games in kind of early too. I don't know. I want to see a team that's hopefully a top four ACC team, a top eight NCAA tournament team, seeding wise, and then maybe wins a game, but potentially two. I mean, that'd be cool, but one would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big proponent of NIL, so seeing us really double down and pay up really, like there are rumors we paid like a for a top 10 roster. I'm not sure if we are expecting top 10 results, but like we have some talent here. What from what I saw, well, it's a little early to read, but I'm hoping we'll see that pay off. These guys hopefully develop quicker and gel quicker, but UVA made the investment in this, so let's see what it does. I'm thinking bubble team. I'd be relatively happy, be on the right side of the bubble, and then, like you said, maybe we get one win. I feel like that'd be successful, but
Hmm.
that's just coming from me thinking, it's hard being new and coming in, but then you throw in the dollar figure, and maybe the expectation should be higher. But for me, it's like I'd be happy with the right side of the bubble, get a win. That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, if Jim's onto something here, like if they can do what football has done, which is like completely reignite a fan base
Right.
and really transform over a very short span, like that would be awesome, right? Like we'd all be thrilled for that because at the end of the day, like we're mostly basketball fans, right? Like we've had better days of basketball.
Yep.
So like this is what people come together for. Like we all get excited for this. And like Odom's one of our guys, right? Like we want him to do well on top of it. It's not like they just brought in some random new coach. Like it's fun and exciting for everybody.
Yeah,
Um
I'm curious myself where this thing with football, doing as well as they are. I don't know if that takes the heat off of basketball a little bit, but seems like you're playing with sort of house money at that point. Like football's doing well, now can basketball join in and compete at that level? That'd be great. It's been a while since both of them were since what 2019, really, right?
Yeah.
Since both were really moving, so it's been a while. So I'm excited to see. It feels like there's a lot of pressure, though. I have to say, when you pony up and you get this kind of talent, you got a lot of energy brewing. It seems like, all right, you better win. That's the feeling I get. I hope that's not right, but there is a feeling of like you got to win. You've got every reason to win. Everyone else could do it. Louisville being the example of, Pat Kills coming in and just leading the ACC right away out of the
Mhm.
gate, all new roster. It's almost like you have no excuses at this point, but to come in and execute. So let's see it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, especially with basketball, like being, there's less guys on the court. It's a smaller team overall. Like it's a lot easier in this sport to turn things around very, very quickly like that.
Absolutely.
And when you're paying, like you said, I mean, they're what I think they're. I mean, I don't know if there's like an official chart for this anywhere, but I think they're top 10 money, right? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, we're very well up there. Truthfully, I kind of think in a way that they've almost been disrespected, like not being in any of the top 25 polls. And
Right.
the reason I say that is like I understand completely this argument of like, well, it's an all new team. Let's see what they look like first. But do they not put Kentucky and Duke in the top 5 every freaking year with all new freshman loaded teams? Like, at least we
Yeah.
have guys that have shown something on a collegiate level. Like, I don't understand that. To me, that's like a disrespect because it plays both sides. Um,
Yeah,
but
I
I
think
do
it's
understand where
more
they're coming
of
from. I don't like the other side of it.
it seems like the Kentuckys and the Dukes get a pass, but they're also getting five-star supreme athletes. And no offense to the guys on the roster, I don't think anyone is projected to be a top lottery pick
Right?
preseason. Whereas the Dukes, the Boozers, and those guys, Louisville adds Mikael Brown. I mean, those guys are like all American candidates, so it's fair. It's relatively fair. I think it's just a matter of Coach Odom saying, "This is how I want to do it. This is the roster I want for my system," and then him executing against it. I think that's going to be fun to watch because you don't we've seen it Louisville, um, and then Villanova in the past. Obviously with UV, Coach Bennett and others, like you can win in many different ways in college. So let's see. UConn as well, right? UConn came in, not,
Hmm.
and then they ran it back the next year. So we'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the different styles that have won a title in the last 10 years. I mean, go back that far if you want. So many different ways teams play,
Yeah.
different paces, different strategies, different sets, different schemes, even, if man zone, that type of stuff. Like, there's so many different things that can go. And like you said, can win in college basketball and keep you near the top. Like, it's fun to feel like, I won't say we went completely opposite, but to feel like we're like in such a different direction. It's exciting to like see what it's going to look like. I thought it was fun watching the scrimmage, honestly. I mean, I thought things looked good, and I thought it was an exciting like way to play because I mean there were a couple sets of like 3 or 4 minute spurts where it was like, wow, this is the most fun I think I've had in years watching a team play.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's just going to be a change of pace where we've been sort of brainwashed. I don't want to say to to a certain style winning, and now we're going to see a different style. And like we said, any style can win. You just need the you need the buy-in, and we're going to see it. Like it is going to be fun. It seems like when you have this abridged version of team chemistry, playing faster and with roll the ball out there and figure it out seems like a better methodology in these like quick roster turnaround. Like
Hmm.
this seems like the right way to go, honestly. Like hey, I'm gonna um have to do a bunch of training for pack line, and we're gonna have to meld for a couple years to develop a play. Like that's tough to do in this transfer portal era. So maybe this is the route to go. Like play with a lot of pace, roll the ball out there, and let the guys execute, and let the chips fall where they may. That seems like it honestly seems like a recruiting pitch that a lot of people would love and be like, oh, great, I can progress quickly, and I can score the ball, and I can hopefully win a lot of games. So I'm excited to see what we got.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough in this like NIL era, especially with like how you can just transfer year to year. Honestly, I think as a whole, the NCAA needs to do something about being able to literally transfer every single year.
Yep.
I get allowing one or two, or whatever the case is, but like it just feels like because guys can hop if they're not happy with any last detail, that like in this day and age, you can't really take the time to like break a guy's game apart and try to build them back up and like really work on what they need to work on. You kind of have to just let them play to their strengths, right? Like that's kind of the way it's got to be if you want to keep a team around and to keep things flowing. So I mean, I think you're right. I think this is kind of the way to go right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, zig and zag, right? We definitely were saying, "Hey, we're not up to the times with the way we were recruiting and using our dollars and all of that, and we flipped it
Mhm.
upside down." So, it's kind of like we heard the feedback and we made the adjustments, and now let's see what happens. It's a little scary, as you can imagine, um, but I think we'll get there. Like it's the commitment is there, so I'm excited to see what these guys run into. What else have you been looking out for on the we had Coach Odom on the podcast. That was fun. We
Mhm.
had John Freeman join. We've got a couple more guests up our sleeves in the coming weeks. But what else have you heard out there in sort of Wahoo!ville?
Well, I mean, I'm excited to see what the lineup's going to be tonight. Really, like, so I posted yesterday on Twitter. I got straight out the game notes from the game. They had, I think it was possible starters is how it's listed. It's basically a projected starters list, right?
Yep.
And I understand that that's not like a really cared about thing per se. Like they're not going to go out of their way to put in great info, if it's not already there. But I'm curious to see if they roll with the same group, which was Dallin Hall, Malik Thomas, Sam Lewis, as your third guard or wing, if you want to call him, because he's like 6'7", I think. Tess DeRitter, and then Johan Grunlow. I'm curious to see. I feel like Sam Lewis and Grunlow's spots, maybe potentially there's some wiggle room, I guess is the best way to put it.
Oh,
I thought Jakari White looked really good. Me personally, I kind of like him coming off the bench to lead the second unit a little bit more, maybe than playing with the starters. But I'm curious to see that, and then I'm really curious to see who ends up, really winning the starting spot at center, because I think Ugana Onyenso is a real talent that we brought in. I think he is like the athletic freak of the team. And apparently, so that I mean, I know you guys talked about this a little, and it's been kind of all over in any type of like preseason stuff we've been talking about. But he's able to knock down threes now. Apparently, like seems kind of
yeah.
wild for a guy that's like a hyper athlete shot blocker that he's now just drilling threes too. So I'm kind of curious to see that. I think for those who don't know, if Grunlow coming over from overseas, the way they play in Europe is a lot different than NBA and college and like the American game. This side is honestly, it can be a little bit more like physical, I guess is the best way to put it. And I'm afraid that he's a guy that might eat a lot of fouls early on as he adjusts to the
Yeah.
college game.
Yeah.
So I think I'd kind of like to see him maybe check in like 3 or 4 minutes into the game, just so like the play's already established before he comes in. He doesn't pick up any early cheap fouls. But I mean, it's something I'm excited to watch for to see what they do with it.
Or he can be Jack Salt and just pick up a couple early and set the tone
Yeah,
and go from there.
Jack Salt was a full chiseled man, though. I don't
Yeah.
know that he's quite that. He's more string bean, I think, but we'll see. I mean, it'd be exciting. He's more of a shot blocker, I think, whereas Jack just wasn't given space at all.
All right, Garrett's got a question. Is the game starting on time? Are we worried about a major delay here? Is there something going on in Charlottesville that we should be
No,
considering?
it shouldn't be. I don't think. I mean, everybody's out on the floor warming up. I mean, there was a little bit of ruckus around town earlier today, but that ended up, I think, by my understanding, not really being as blown out to be as they thought it was. Like, I think things are okay. Everybody's fine, I think. So if that's what we're kind of alluding to here, I think everything's good. And like I said, they're on the court warming up. So, I mean, it looks like it now, obviously they say 7, but that can end up meaning like 7:03, 7:05, whatever, with the anthem and then rolling the ball out and
Yeah,
get
maybe
everything going.
Garrett's got a tight timeline here. Garrett's like, I can't be 7:06. He needs 7 on the nose. I don't know. But yeah, Josh tuned in and said, game is on time. All
Oh
right,
yeah, or gas
Josh,
sauce,
we're gonna
yeah.
hold you to that. If it's 2 minutes late, you know who to talk to. Garrett, hit up Josh if we're 2 minutes late. Let him know. Give him an earful. but yeah, we'll see. Anything else in your world happening, Josh? We got some time. Questions? Anybody else? Thoughts, concern? What is everyone else thinking? Jen said police issued an all clear.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah, thank goodness everybody's good and safe and everything's fine. We love that.
Yeah, scary. Anytime you need an all clear for an event, that's never good. Yeah,
Yeah,
well, shout out True Blue Pools, our guy Wesley out there in Lexington. I hope he's watching tonight. It's always fun. And our guy Two Guard, shout out Two Guard. I know everybody, he's hit or miss with a lot of fans. It creates a lot of churn, but I always want to give him a shout out. I just love UVA. Um,
yeah.
Jim,
I
how
love
does?
watching too, though. Right? Like he's fun. I mean, he doesn't
Yeah,
hold
man.
back like at all. Like two's gonna post what he thinks, and he's respectful of info. I do give him credit for that. Like he's not just blasting, running his mouth about everything, but he doesn't hold back when he's thinking something. Man, he's fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah. To me, his heart is with UVA. How can you be mad at that? Like, you may not agree with everything he says, but like, come on, man. Um, Jim, how does our competition look this year? How does our competition? Oh, you mean the ACC? Probably. How does? Yeah, how does the ACC stack?
Yeah,
I mean, Louisville obviously
that's
returns
right.
everybody plus some crazy transfers in, including our London Johnson as a redshirt. Um, Duke got the Boozer twins. They're going to be something to reckon with again as usual. Who else? NC State, Will Wade retooled them. They're going to be different. I would guess we're the next tier after that. Um, but yeah, like there's a lot of teams now. I don't know. I haven't done the research in terms of. I know. Syracuse has Carmelo's kid. He's going to be really good. I don't know how the rest of their team stacks up. But there, you got to assume there's going to be some sleepers in there that are going to sneak up on the ACC this year. It happens every year. Somebody's going to come out of the gate and surprise us. Miami, Georgia Tech is, somebody along those lines. But what are you seeing, Josh, in terms of the rest of the ACC? How is it looking?
I mean, you hit it pretty well, right? Like Duke, Louisville, obviously they're kind of the bona fide top two. UNC is kind of, I think, honestly, to me, it seems more name value that they're kind of leading the next group than actual proven. But hey, we get a chance to prove it on the court, right? That's what we love. Beyond that, NC State obviously is getting a lot of hype with Will Wade and the roster he's put together.
Yeah,
We're, like you said, in that next group right there. I would put us on the same level as those two teams. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we came out leading the three. But like I said, we got to prove that, so we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. I think Miami could put it together. I think Notre Dame is a sneaky good team just because Marcus Burton's still there. Like
yeah.
that kid's good. Like that is a very good player. I don't know that he'll ever really get the recognition as like best in the conference or anything, but that's a guy that I think would start on just about any team in the conference for sure.
Kim Wright said JPJ slowly filling in. Shout out Kim, live from section 108. We got a couple of reports of Tillis on crutches,
Yep.
or Willis on crutches. No, I think she correct.
Yeah,
Tillis on
Tillis,
crutches.
Evan Tillis. Yeah. So I
um,
do have the first starting five of the year just was announced too.
all right, let's
So
hear it.
it is going to be the same as the scrimmages.
Okay,
Hall, Thomas, Lewis, DeRitter, and Grunlow.
okay, interesting. I'm excited to see how these guys. I mean, when I watched Hall from what's his name
Dallin
from
Hall, BYU.
BYU.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I couldn't get a good feel for his game from the scrimmages. It looked like he was kind of all over the place. So I'm excited to see what he does.
Yeah, I think
Um,
there a report maybe that he was a little under the weather, at least for the
yeah, it seemed
Vanderbilt one.
like he just seemed off at
Um,
least for
which I mean, I don't want to make excuses, but that would make sense. Like because I
right.
mean, I seen a guy that was like elbow dunking at BYU at one point. So for
Yeah,
what seemed like a very like lethargic way he was playing, I thought that would make sense. Like that plays into that, I guess.
either that or he's adjusting to the style of play. I wasn't sure. I couldn't get my finger on what exactly was going on there. So I'm curious. Obviously they like him. They have him starting. So I want to see him what he's gonna do. Because yeah, he comes with a lot of hype and starting at BYU and a tournament team. Um, yeah, that's gonna be fun. And then obviously with the big guys. Everyone's curious about these, the Europeans coming in and seeing how they do. So that'll be fun. I imagine we're going to get some interesting plays coming from those guys with dunks and passes, and those, they really know how to play. So I'm
Mhm.
excited to see what they do.
Yeah, I seen
Uh,
our guy Cuts posted a minute ago that Hugo's 3-point shot is no fluke, is what he said. So we'll
all
see. I
right.
mean, we talked about that a minute ago. I'm kind of excited to see what he can do with it. And I mean, if that guy's knocking down threes too, like that's just a whole nother level to have to deal with.
Yeah, he looks like a man out there. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So let's see what if he can start hitting threes. Oh my goodness, um, tuning it
Yeah, I
up.
was I was more surprised. I mean, truthfully, like I think it was more K-State did him a disservice than he didn't really play as well as he should have. Like I thought when he was at Kentucky a couple years ago, that guy looked like he could be the next big thing as far as at least being a defensive menace went. So for him to have not got time like he did, I thought that was weird. I don't know.
Shout out Bill who just got in from shout out always tuning in from Connecticut. Appreciate you. And Donnie, yes, our guy Chance Mallory is a player. We're excited for him, and that's a Charlottesville native, like to say the least. We're excited about him. And then let's see what Elijah does. I know he's still coming off injury, and there's been rumors of him sitting out practice and stuff. So I want to see what he does and how he looks, and how he fits into this new style.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. So part of that with those game notes, I put this on our forum. So if you're not there, locker room access forums, go on, check them out. We have game threads, preseason, in season, all around the country. Football, basketball, baseball, lacrosse, whatever you want to talk, we got it. But I put in there, in the game notes too. They essentially had like a two deep where they had five guys projected off the bench, and I thought it was interesting that Gertrude wasn't in that grouping.
Right?
Now again, that's very well potentially an oversight, I think, but I thought it was kind of interesting at least.
Have you been following the UVA guys in the NBA?
I have been a little bit. Honestly, I've been a little disappointed. Like, truthfully, Ty's injury kind of bummed me out a
Yes.
little, so I
Yeah,
was pretty
he's out.
sad
He's had
about
a little
that.
calf injury. He's out
Yeah,
for a few weeks. It looks like there's a bunch of John Miranda's out. Yeah, it's
yeah,
like they got
yeah. They're
suspended the other day.
they're kind of
Uh,
a mess. But so Jay though, I didn't realize this. So I'd seen that Jay was going to get the start and everything for the Pacers the other night. He shaved his head. Like, what is that about?
yeah, crazy, right?
It threw me off. I was like, wait a minute, who is that guy?
Um, he's not. His minutes are all over the place. Like
They are.
sometimes he plays a
Yes.
lot, sometimes he doesn't play at all. I'm not sure where that. Dre looks good. Dre, the Pelicans are kind of a mess, but well, Jen is Fresh going to join? I don't know. Let's hope Fresh joins. Uh, I think he is coming back from work. He said he might be able to join, but it'd be really late, and maybe the last minute we get a surprise appearance. I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
Um,
Work.
Bill, this will be a truly intriguing season. Yeah, for sure. Could be the cardiac calves, just like football, but hopefully less stressful. I mean, every game's going to be, you know, it's hard not to have stress watching a team you love. So
Yeah, I'm stressed out either way. Like I am just kind of generally pacing no matter what's going on. I mean, we got to be up by like 40 for that to not be happening.
yeah,
So
even then, Josh with Jay is going bald like him. Jeff, what's up, Jeff? Yeah, Jay is playing with Mac McClung now. They signed
yeah,
Mac McClung, and we got we got the Pacers have Johnny Carpenter, who obviously Carlisle, Jay, and then Jenny Busek. They got a lot of UVA. Maybe that's our team this year. Cleveland last year, maybe this year it's the Pacers, even though they're
yeah.
probably tanking without Halliburton, but who knows?
T Dub, what's you'll probably know better than I will. What's going on with Kyle right now? So I seen he got that Exhibit 10, but I haven't seen anything more. Is he with the G League team or what's happening?
Yeah, he got an Exhibit 10 with the G League team, so he's part of that Pacers family. So he's home, which
Hmm.
is awesome. So I think hopefully that's we'll make sure you subscribe to our podcast and our channel because I think he's going to be joining real soon. He
Nice.
texted me the other day he's gonna join one of these shows for upcoming. So we'll squeeze him into the schedule. Or he'll squeeze us into his crazy schedule. But yeah, he's back home and playing and the season starting. So we're excited. all things Kyle, which is great. Going for he went to Nevada in what like April he started, and then he got called up, and I think he just felt like he had to take the had to give it one more shot. If Rick Carlisle and Johnny call, I think you answer, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't be more excited for him too, right? Like, I mean, I wanted him, if he wants to take a path in coaching down the road, that's great, and I support it, and I love it for him. But like, I felt like he still had a pro career, if that makes sense. Like, I'm so excited for him to get this opportunity, and I'm really hoping at some point this winter we get to see him on the court for the Pacers. That'd be great.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool? Hometown Pacers. But yeah, he's with I think it's called the Noble Boom or something like that. This that's the G League affiliate. So yeah, let's see how Kyle does. It's gonna be fun to watch um, him come up. He's such a natural shooter. It's just hard to imagine in this day and age him not at least putting up a ton of points in threes when they need him. So
Oh yeah. They rebranded. I'm looking at it now just because you said it in April. I must have missed that because they used to be the Mad Ants. I knew that one.
yep.
Yeah, Noblesville Boom. Okay.
Yeah, interesting, right? Yeah, they used to be the Mad Ants. Justin was on
Hmm.
that team
Yep.
for a while. So yeah, let's see what happens. This is it'll be a fun season all around. Um, and then Reese is with the Orlando Magic. I,
Reese
don't-
got did he get waived though? I thought.
I think he's no, well, maybe he's G League, and
Oh, is that
then
what? Okay,
yeah, but he's got the rights with Orlando Magic, so maybe we'll see him get called back up, and then
that'd be great.
obviously Ryan Dunn with the Suns, and then
Yeah. Hey, Sam Hauser had a big game the other night, playing against Dre. Was that
yeah,
Sunday?
yeah,
Not this past week, the week before, I think it was. He hit
yeah,
like 5 threes in the first 18 minutes or something like that.
yeah. Sam Hauser just plugging away, right?
Yeah.
It's
Man,
all
talk about just falling into a perfect spot, right? Like just to come off the bench and just be money from three. Like couldn't have happened better for him.
yeah. No, totally. He's been niched. He's got a nice little career going for him now with the Celtics. They appreciate him for what he brings to the table. It's awesome. Let's see what any other thoughts? We got a couple more minutes for the game. What are your predictions for this game? What should we be expecting? A UVA blowout? I think it's a 26-point favorite.
26, is that where it's at?
Yeah, I think it's 26 and a half earlier. So
Yeah.
that's a lot of points, but I think we can cover.
Yeah, I don't think this is a team that's going to hang with them. I'm more curious as to like how high do you think we go on that? Like, does this team score 95 tonight?
Yeah, I'm thinking we'll be in the 80s. That's kind
80s?
of yeah. I mean, looking at our scrimmages and how we play, 80 looks like it's very possible.
You think an
Um,
80 to 50 type game, or what are you thinking then?
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Man, how
85,
cool would it
50,
be if they come out and just go for 100 tonight? I mean, I don't think they're going
85,
to, but like how
60. I
cool
don't
would it
know. Yeah, that'd be crazy if we put up 100. Um, yeah, Douglas said, "Welcome back, guys. I have to admit that the lack of identification with the new crowd has tempered my enthusiasm." Yeah, yeah, you're gonna look on the court and not recognize anyone. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen often, right? Like there's usually, I can't think of a time where they completely changed the entire roster, even between Gillen and Leto and Jeff Jones and Gillen. Like all of those transitions, you had a lot of people stay. So this is a first. Want to watch how the Euro guys game translate? Absolutely, that's going to be
Yeah,
fun.
that's going to be a key.
Like Clubber Lang's prediction against Rocky Payne. Will Elijah play at all? Yeah, I think Elijah will play.
Yeah,
If he's
I
healthy,
think if
he's
he's
gonna play.
healthy, he's got a
Yeah.
he's got a key role. I think.
Yeah, yeah. I think if it's just a matter of yeah, are there gonna be minute restrictions on him? Because I think he had a little bit of a lingering thing and they're being extra cautious, but I think he'll play. I think he'll play. He's an up tempo game, the way he plays is gonna be fun. That guy can move. So we're so what is your prediction? Where are you at with a prediction for the game? And everybody
Um,
else, leave a comment. What do you guys think? What do you think score of the game is going to be?
yeah, I mean, we always love doing this, right? Like everybody throw their comments in for what they think the scores are going to be. I'm kind of with you. I think they're gonna outdo that spread a little. I'm gonna go a little higher than 80 there. I'm gonna go 87. I'm gonna say 87-53 is gonna be my score.
All right, 87-53. Yeah, I like it. We'll see if we can keep them in the 50s while we're putting up big numbers. That'll be a huge tell, regardless of who you're playing against. it's always nice to, you know, put your imprint, your will on the game. Ryan says, Ryan Gark, shout out Ryan Gark. I hope you're feeling well. Ryan Garka, 8261. Uh, Shout out Ryan.
8261. Yeah, it's probably about right. 7855. Here, sorry, I can throw some of those up too.
Yeah, Bill's got 7855. All right. Hitting, I'm hoping for 80. I like us hitting the 80 mark.
Yeah, I guess we need to do the obligatory thing here as an ACC school, right? If you're on YouTube TV, you don't have ESPN right now, so you can't pull this game up on the ESPN app. You better figure that out fast because you got a couple minutes to do it.
Yeah,
That was a
seriously.
bummer for me all weekend. Like, thankfully, I tried out that ESPN Unlimited thing, so I still had like where I guess it paid for it. I have like another week or so of it, so I was like, I'll just use that for now until we figure this whole mess out. But
So wait, it's if you have YouTube TV, you can't get the ESPN?
yeah, so if you have YouTube TV, ABC and the ESPN family of networks are off right now. So with that, you can't use your provider login on the
Oh
ESPN app
wow. What
either
a
to be
mess.
able to watch this whole like ACC network extra thing.
Crazy.
Yeah, so if you're on there, you're not gonna be able to watch it. So if you have that, you might want to sign up for a
YouTube
free
TV,
trial
yeah.
for I don't know,
Hulu or something.
Sling, Hulu, Fubu, something, anything else
I
quickly.
mean, I want to say like 7 or 8 years ago, I turned off all of my cable and moved to like subscriptions, and they have
Mhm.
successfully conned me. I now am paying way more than I used to pay, thinking, oh, I'm going to save a bunch of money by not having cable. Now I'm paying $200 in various amounts of subscriptions. So
Yeah, they have
here we
got
are.
me, and we talked about this the other day. Like, we need somebody that's like an app programmer to make an app that is basically cable, but it puts all of the streaming apps into one thing for me now, so I don't have to
Yes.
keep going in and out of apps to watch different things.
Yes, and the other thing is, like, if you're a Virginia basketball fan, you're Virginia football, whatever it is, you should be able to pick what you want, and it'll figure out how much subscriptions you need to get the whole season.
God, would that be nice? Like, man, I don't know. It's weird. Time is a flat circle, right? Like, we have circled back to where basically we need cable again. Like, we need something to that format.
Yeah, we need cable again with an online subscription now on top of it,
Yeah,
which is fun.
yeah.
Hulu, yeah, Donnie, I've got Hulu. Hulu does I pay an absorbent amount for Hulu, but it gives me like local TV and live sports, so it
Yeah.
hasn't done me wrong yet, but I
I
also pay out the nose. It's like $108.
I think I'm switching to that as soon as this whole YouTube TV and my trials right now. Cause see, it's weird. So with Hulu, if you have a Disney Plus bundle, Hulu thinks of that as a third party. So you can't just like join Hulu Live. You have to like wait on it to expire. Somebody in the forum, again, if you're looking for this info, our forum has all this. We talked about it
Yes.
Saturday before the football game. You can call Hulu to like have it switched over, but I just wasn't taking the time to do that. I'll wait till it expires and deal with it then.
Yeah, Hulu, I mean, the forum is incredible for, finding where the channels are, how it works, all of that, so make sure you tune in. Yeah, obviously, Josh and I are big fans of it, but jump in there if you have questions, concerns, that's always the spot to be, but alright, game time, Ryder, we'll see you post-game? Wanna do post-game?
Post game, yeah, it's cool. We can do
I'll
that.
ping you up. Alright,
Yeah.
everyone. Appreciate you jumping on and tuning in, and go Who's. Game
Go
1.
Who's. Hopefully we'll have fresh on for the post game.
That's right.